Hey everyone, it's Randy, Souder Station Farm. So I just gotten out of market, and today was weaning day for the piglets. So they're between 6 and 7 weeks old. It's definitely time for them to move on. So I'm gonna try to show you what I've done for my system. We don't have a real good system in place. The basic system we've had starting out, if you remember, or I can't, well, if we haven't showed it before, was we had our farrowing huts down there, 2 farrowing huts for pumpkin spice and Oreo. There's Oreo there hanging out. And they had a pretty good sized paddock going out into the woods. You can see through the trees there just slightly, pumpkin spice hanging out. And we had segregated this first little paddock to use specifically as a training area for the piglets, because the piglets were running all the way up to the house, all over the yard. So we had that piglet training area. They smashed the hell out of it within like 4 or 5 days. We got a bunch of rain at the same time we trained them. But they learned about electric fence super fast. Then we opened it up, let everyone out into this big paddock that goes all the way down towards where Benny's at. And they've been doing pretty good. They've started to hammer it quite a bit. The sows, their condition's starting to drop off quite a bit. Oops. It wasn't until about 8 days ago they starting to look pretty thin. We've been doubling their feed and bringing it up quite a bit, probably 12 to 15 pounds a day or so. It hasn't been entirely accurate because we've been feeding extra for the piglets and trying to determine how much they've been eating, and from a morning to evening feeding we're still finding little bits of food they haven't been touching on the ground. So just trying to watch their condition and go from there. So anyway, we have the gate sitting there, and we've got this other paddock sitting here. This fence goes out way down by those barrels down there. So this morning, I came out and dropped in this hog panels in this one secluded area, or one small area, and there's just an old makeshift dog kennel shelter they can use just for a couple nights. And what I ended up doing, you see, there's almost like a alleyway, from the electric fence to the hog panels. So if they do escape, I mean, these are on there pretty solid, but they're just little piglets. They're still within a perimeter, and we've done so much work with them electric fence wise. When we first brought them in here, none of them even want to go by the fence. I mean, they know where the electric fence is, and once we take them out of here, or the next farm that they go to, they're gonna need very little instruction and training in how to use an electric fence. All right. Excuse me. So I built the whole perimeter, and then this one panel where the corrugated metal was, the corrugated metal wasn't there. What I did was I lifted this hog panel down to where the first spacing started to get bigger. They're probably like 6 inch, 4 inch, 2 inch. And I ended up just bringing the whole thing up so the very bottom sat a foot off the ground or so. And then I could just feed everywhere down around here. I started feeding up here. Little rascals. So they're a bit jittery. And essentially the piglets could come into this area and check out this whole area, and the sows wouldn't come through. I was curious if they would. I haven't tried it this way before. It's kind of experimentation. I went to market at 1 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock, 2 hours prior, I opened that gate, the pallet gate, took the electric fence gate down, moved the panels, brought the sows, brought everybody in. There's a lot of hesitation coming into a new area, as there always is. You can still see there's little bits of like untouched grain, because I was feeding them in this area. Just let them hang out, mill about. You can see they matted it down pretty hard where it's really tall standing grass. That's how it was everywhere. They get trails. Pumpkin spice was all down through that jungle down through there. She was loving it. They hung out here quite a while. I went to market. Trey was here keeping an eye on things for me, doing some tractor work. And just let them come and go freely. And then we skip the afternoon feeding, which is normally around 3:30. It's, I don't know what time it is now. It's almost dark. Mark get out at 5:30, get back at 6. So about 6:30, I came out here, dumped a bunch of grain on the ground inside here, pretty much where they're hanging out now. Hey, buddy. All the piglets came in here and started munching away. And while they were distracted, just dropped that panel behind them. Easy peasy. Tied it off, and then I threw a little bit of food out there, pumpkin spice and Oreo. So everyone had food. They were super distracted. Nobody cared. We get a water in here. We get a water out there. And then what I did was I took food and water. Oh, let me climb out of this thing here. Because it's almost easier to separate the sows from the piglets, I took additional food, quite a bit, like a half a bucket, just to let them really get filled right up. Way down there, you can see where they've hammered the heck out of this. I mean, it's really time to get these pigs way moved on out of here. But anyway, took them over fresh water, put a whole bunch of food down there for Oreo and pumpkin spice. They came running over. Once they came running over, mosquitoes. Once they came running over, I just went ahead and closed the gate back up and threw the wire down. I just connected that wire again. And you can see, pumpkin spice is over here, wonder what's going on. Oreo was at the gate a few minutes ago, kind of wondering what was going on. But they're going to go over there and just feed. They're going to eat a whole bunch, and they should retire over to their huts shortly. From this point of view, looking over, you can't see anything. And after I get the sows over here, I went and grabbed that piece of roofing that just came off the barn as part of the barn remodel we're working on. And it's just laying up against there, and all that is a visual block. The piglets can't see anything over here, so there's no real incentive for them to push. And the sows looking over can't see anything over there. There's no incentive to go over there. Unless the piglets are squealing, there's no real driver for them, for the sows to go investigate what's going on. So our piglets are officially separated from the sows. So the only thing left, we've got, let me see, 14 of these that are going to a new farm. We're going to keep 4 for ourselves because we're going to be, these guys will be grown out till winter. And we get a few more experiments, and we want to keep working on our systems before we really start to expand. We got to think about winter next. So everything that we've done down there, it's too wet. And it's going to be a hassle come winter. So now that we know, probably looking at moving up to higher ground. But I'm going to do about 4 iterations, 4 pheromone cycles to kind of work the kinks out. 2 winter and 2 summer. Probably with just these 2 sows and Benny. Assess how they do, work some of the kinks out, and get some of the layout a little more permanent. Some of these systems, like having this little farrowing pen, worked out super awesome. Having them just kind of walk in, close the gate, they go out their day, and here they go. So the only other step, it's getting late, I'm running out of daylight, so I'll probably wrap this up. The only thing that I've done in this system is I've added these 3 poles here. And so the plan is going to be when they go to a new home and it's time to pick them out, we've got 2 panels sitting right there against their hut. And what we'll probably do is I'll probably have Trey help me in the morning, and we'll come across the gate over here someplace. I'll probably feed them over here. So first thing in the morning, they'll be hungry. We'll feed them over here, and they won't even care. They'll just all go over there, and they'll spend all their time eating. And then what we're going to do is we'll just grab those panels, and we'll both take a panel, and we'll spread them out, and we'll walk against this bar up here and tie them off. And then we just have I don't know how the camera's catching this. I'll just do this. But then we'll just have a small paddock in here to work with, right? Instead of having this whole area and trying to chase piglets, we'll just have a small area. And with the hog panels, you can actually bend these quite a bit. They're 16 feet long, so you can actually wrap them quite a bit. I don't know if I have an example of one that bows very well up here. But we could grab others and bend them and like put them in just like a smaller, 8 foot by 8 foot area. And then if you see where our electric fence is here, there's insulated gate handles right here. So all we gotta do, grab them, pop them off on the ground, and the customers can take their trailer, back it right up to this fence. We can grab piglets, hand them to them, they go in the trailer, off to a new home, easy peasy, super low stressful. The only thing better would be actually if we had like a chute, with solid sides where the piglets could just walk through that chute and walk right under the trailer. Long term, ideally that's probably what we're going to go with, but they're scheduled to go Sunday and here it is Friday night, so we got to kind of work with what we got. So that's it. It's working out pretty good. Piglets are moved in. We're going to grab a beer and grab a bucket, sit down for a little while, hang out with them, see which ones we might want to keep. I got an eye on a couple of the larger ones, one of the little striped black and white ones. But that's it. We'll see how things go the next couple of days, and then go from there. So hopefully this helps you guys out. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave them down in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that stuff. It helps us out. Helps us reach other folks that are having problems with their operation. At least help pass some ideas along. Oh, look at this. Oh, never mind. Oreo was in her hut. She was already getting ready to go take a nap. They're going to hang out here for a little bit. I know, Mums. I know. What are you going to do? In a couple days, you won't even notice it. You'll start to dry up. And you'll be ready to go hang out with Benny again, won't you? Yes, I know it. Alright, guys. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.